Hey everyone, my name is Karan. I've been in the world of crypto for many years now, or fintech in general, and over the last few months, lots more people have gotten interested in the space, and I've had some friends ask me about how they could sort of get started in the world of crypto, especially if they were, say, in Canada. I'm myself based in Vancouver, so essentially I put together this sheet um, to get them started. And what I realized is that this is really just a starting point, and so sort of more detailed video might help some of you folks out there as well. So essentially, think of it this way. You've got sort of money in your bank account, whether you're with TD or RBC or a credit union or what have you, and you want to get it into sort of a place where you can buy crypto, send crypto, maybe just hold crypto. And so I put together this list of exchanges. You can also think of what people typically call them, which is on ramps. So these on ramps, they're all Canadian sort of companies that allow you to interact with them through Interac as an example. So it makes it really easy to move your money from your bank account onto one of these exchanges. And from here, you can buy crypto and sort of get into doing more sophisticated things. If you've heard of things like DeFi, it's much easier to go through one of these companies, get your money in there, and then bring it to a place where you can use it in decentralized finance or DeFi. So I've got the items, the names of exchanges on this list, sort of Newton all the way down to Bitbuy. This is just my ranking of how much I would recommend them or what I thought of them when I used them. Of course, I've used all of these and many more, and so I've got some comments in here as well. I'll leave that in kind of the video notes so you can use these links to sign up and get a bonus along the way. You could try all of them if you'd like and sort of collect all the bonuses along the way. And there's also the link to essentially sort of the global exchanges as well. So I'll do a future video on these global exchanges, but for now, let's focus on let's say Newton as an example. So say that you decide that you want to start with $100. That would be your minimum amount that you would have to add to your account on Newton to get your bonus of 25. So I would suggest, starting with $100. And so this sort of interact request and interact send, I'll tell you what this is all about in just a second. And I've just got some comments here as well. I've actually got my Newton screen up and running. And so just to kind of show you what it looks like. So just for fun, I've got 28 cents here. But the idea is that if you were to get started on Newton, you would go through the sign up process and they would have to check your ID and so on just to make sure that people aren't spamming the exchange and everyone's sort of legitimate in the way they're using the product. And then once you've completed sign up, you can go to add funds. They've got an app as well, by the way. You can add funds and you can say that you want to add through Interact, which is obviously much easier than adding through a wire transfer. And you won't use crypto from wallet because you're not adding it from another place where you already have crypto. This is obviously assuming that you're adding it from your bank account. So you would click on Interact, put in the $100 that you're looking to add, and when you hit send fund request, it actually sends you an email with the same email that you signed up with, and it says, hey, we requested that you, so it's an Interact request as opposed to an Interact send, and so it brings you to the bank or Interact page where you can select the bank that you want to use to move the $100 from your bank account to Newton. So really smooth experience. And if I was to put in 28 cents here, this is what it would look like. So now I've got 28 cents in my Newton account. This is where sort of the journey starts. Is I've got 28 cents in this case, Canadian dollars, and I can now add some coins, swap this 28 cents for some coins. So obviously we're assuming that you're working with a larger amount. And so you'll notice here that for this 28 cents, if I put in 28 cents here, which is the max, I can also click on max. I can buy some satoshis, which is what they call this denomination of Bitcoin when it's really small, like you're working with sats or satoshis. So this is a very small amount of Bitcoin, of course. But you can also buy stable coins, you can buy regular crypto. So there's a lot of nuance to some of this, and I'll just kind of explain sort of what you're looking at. So Bitcoin is sort of the number one cryptocurrency, is the thing that got this all started. Then you've got sort of a family of currencies called Ethereum or ETH type currencies, and there's ETH, but there's also a number of other ones here that are on Ethereum. So for example, USDC is what you would call an ERC20 standard crypto, which is part of Ethereum, or it's part of that sort of call it the family of crypto. It belongs to the same family of crypto. Um, you've got things like Dogecoin, you've got Polygon or Matic, you've got other sort of blockchains altogether, things like Ripple. Stellar is another one. And so there's a whole lot of currencies here. There's many ways to stratify some of this stuff. You can look at them as just sort of governance tokens, and there's a lot more videos that I'll do on these topics in the future. But you could basically you need to figure out sort of what you want to do with the crypto. I have a few suggestions sort of to think about when you decide what you want to swap it with. So let's assume that you're just looking to buy and hold or hodl, as they say in crypto. So if that's the goal, you're probably doing that because you want the price of that currency to go up, and so you're definitely not going to want to buy a stable coin. So you're going to sort of strike USDC or QCAD, which is a Canadian dollar stable coin, off this list, and you might look at, say, for example, XRP, or you might look at sushi, a sushi swap, and so on and so forth. Now, on the other hand, if you're looking to, maybe buy something like a stable coin, what that enables you to do is to transfer that to another exchange or another app or product, like a decentralized app or a D app, where you can use it in different sort of DeFi use cases. So for that, you would use something like USDC, or you would use, say, for example, DAI, which is also a stable coin, or Tether. Okay, these are all stable coins that are US dollar stable coins. Now, depending on the one that you select, remember that each of these have sort of some fees associated to them. So remember I said at the start, like Ethereum, this sort of belongs to an ERC20 sort of family. And so that includes things like, say, for example, USDT or Tether, and USDC or USD coin. The thing about these are they depending on where you are in the sort of the crypto cycle, and how sort of the overall network traffic is and so on, lots of factors go into this. It can be expensive to move money around. If you've got a lot of USDC transactions, you're paying a lot of so-called gas fees along the way. There's a lot of things being done to reduce that, but for now that is really where things are. Similarly, if you want to, so like Bitcoin and Litecoin, as an example, belong to the same family of cryptocurrencies. So if you want to move money and it's in Bitcoin, you want to move value and it's in Bitcoin, a better way to do it is through Litecoin. Litecoin goes faster, like that's sort of where Litecoin has its advantages. So it really depends on sort of what you're looking to do, and I'm happy to help if you've got any sort of questions along the way. So yeah, just to sort of summarize, depending on what you're looking to do, there's a number of reasons what you might select from this list to take your $100 and move it to. If you're, as a general rule, and this is sort of something else to think about, there's currencies like Ripple, and that's XRP, and Stellar, XLM. Personally, I find them a really good way to move, really cheap, inexpensive, and fast way to move your funds from here to, say, another app or another exchange. Now, the risk in that is that you're going to be incurring sort of the fluctuation in price. So right now, there's you get to sort of trade it for 48 cents Canadian, as an example, but this could go up or down. The same is true for Ripple, and that's where stablecoins come in. That's the advantage with stablecoins. But even so, if you're looking to, say, move it in 60 seconds, you're going to have it in the other exchange, and you can quickly transfer it over into a stable coin at that point. So, it generally is okay when you're making those transfers quickly, and Stellar is, as an example, is really fast in the way it moves as well. There's a lot of different projects in here that I'm excited about, and I'll talk about them in future videos. But this was the example with Newton. All of these other exchanges here have a very similar experience. And like I said, I've got some notes here about what I thought was good and what I thought wasn't. But yeah, it's sort of nice to sort of practice and get into these and practice and see get familiar with some of these concepts in crypto. Thanks for watching, guys. That's my first video, and I'll follow up with some follow-on videos as well.